Imagine someone you love or care about being charged with a crime they committed as a result of symptoms of an untreated severe mental illness like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Because of their acute symptoms, they may not even understand the charges against them. Without such understanding, holding a trial violates their constitutional rights. In order to guarantee their rights, your loved one is forced to wait in jail for admission to a state hospital where they receive medication and court classes to become fit for trial. This process is known as competency restoration. A 2024 TAC report, Prevention Over Punishment, found that nationwide, justice-involved persons requiring competency restoration wait a median of 2 months for admission to a state hospital. This long wait in jail has serious harmful consequences. Justice-involved persons often receive little to no mental health treatment in jail and risk acquiring additional charges from symptoms of their untreated illnesses. In jail, they often deteriorate even further due to abuse and neglect. One mother's story demonstrates just how bad these conditions can become. Martha Stringer's daughter, Kim, was arrested for assault and threats because of her untreated bipolar disorder. While Kim awaited transfer to a hospital, Martha received a concerning call.
We learned from fellow inmates who were assigned to babysit her because she was on suicide watch that she had only a suicide smock and her cell was filthy. They said her mental condition had deteriorated to the point she was no longer speaking or communicating. As a result of her non-responsiveness and inability to follow the directions or commands of the corrections officers, she was placed in restraint chairs and had been pepper sprayed on more than one occasion.
There is a growing acceptance among experts that dismiss upon civil commitment with assisted outpatient treatment, or DCC for short, is a promising and potentially long-term solution to the competency restoration crisis. DCC is a tool to require individuals with SMI to follow a mental health treatment plan in exchange for having their criminal charges dismissed. To qualify for DCC, justice-involved persons with SMI are screened and assessed in jail. Many have a history of non-adherence to treatment, often because they lack insight into their illness, a condition known as anosognosia. If they meet the legal criteria for civil commitment and do not pose a risk to public safety, they are typically placed in a hospital for short-term stabilization. If the prosecutor is willing to dismiss upon civil commitment with AOT, then a petition for civil commitment is filed. Once civil commitment with AOT has been ordered, the criminal case is dismissed and the individual is discharged to an AOT program. In the AOT program, the participant is ordered by a civil court judge to follow an individualized treatment plan in the community. The local mental health system is responsible for monitoring adherence to the treatment plan and reporting back to the court. Many courts order check-ins so the judge can encourage, support, and remind the participant that they are under court order to adhere to treatment. In most states, AOT orders can be continued for as long as needed or until the person voluntarily engages in treatment. In most instances, the person will successfully complete the program. In the situations where they do not, the prosecutor will be notified. Studies show that AOT can dramatically improve treatment outcomes and substantially reduce repeat hospitalizations and criminal justice involvement for those suffering from SMI. When asked how DCC could have made a difference in her daughter's incarceration, Martha said,
First, she would have been spared the trauma of incarceration, trauma that she still suffers from today. I'd like to think if she had a support system like the one AOT provides, in place, she would be engaged in treatment and able to have a quality of life living in the community not available to her when she was not adhering to a treatment plan.
The benefits are plentiful. DCC improves outcomes for those with untreated SMI who otherwise would be caught in the revolving door between hospitals, jail, and the streets. DCC increases access to care by freeing up hospital beds for other patients. And it saves money by reducing time in jail and lengthy hospital stays. Reflecting on the impact of her daughter's experience in jail, Martha said,
"We were horrified when we learned what was happening to her. It made us take a hard look at the mental health resources available in our community and realized that meaningful help for people like her, help prior to having interactions with law enforcement, are almost non-existent. That needs to change."
Communities can change harmful competency restoration practices by dismissing to civil commitment with AOT. Click here to learn how to advocate for DCC and AOT in your community.